What is going on, everyone? It is March 7th, and we're going to be talking about March 8 games. We're going to go fast forward to all of these games because I do have some plans tonight. I did not plan to make this video. However, I know some of you guys out there are working 7 days a week on the sports book. So let's get into it. The first game of the day is Celtics versus Cavs. It's going to be at 1 p.m. Now, they've faced each other twice already, and both of those times the Celtics won. The whole year I've been preaching, as long as Tatum comes back, this team is going to win it all. Now, currently, Jared Allen is he's out right now, actually, because of his knee. Now, Tyson is questionable. Donovan Mitchell is set to play, hopefully. Now, on the other hand, the Celtics are not going to be having their starting center, Nikola Vucevic, however you say his name. However, Jason Tatum is capable of being able to get those rebounds. I know this year he hasn't played a lot. He's only played one game. He got a double-double. It seems like it's like he never left. I think these doctors did a phenomenal job. Now, if you look at last year, Jason Tatum, he was averaging about 8 rebounds per game. Yeah, he's not going to be as tall as Nikola, but he can definitely substitute that spot in. I think the Celtics win this game 3 in a row. They're going to sweep the Cavs at the Cavs Stadium. I like the Celtics more. Now, when we look at statistics, the Celtics give up 7 points per game less than the Cavs. Now, generating points, the Cavs does a better job. But I just think the Celtics are better. Better defensively, better shooting. And on top of that, they got the Jason Tatum dude back, my favorite player right now in the NBA. I think they're going to win this game. The next game is going to be Detroit Pistons versus Heat. Detroit Pistons, very disappointing. They just lost to the Nets today. Very, very disappointed, man. I am disappointed. I am picking the Heats to cover at home. I think the Heats cover at home. Now, currently, Kate is questionable with quad. If he plays, things could change. But you know what? They faced each other twice this season. The first time, the Heat lost by 3 points against the Pistons. The second time, the Heats won by 6 against the Pistons. Now they're at home. The Heats are doing better. The last 10, they're 7-3, whereas the Pistons are 6-4. I like the Heats. The Heats should be able to take care of this at home. Currently, the Detroit Pistons will be without Ozzy Thompson for sure, and Cade is questionable. I like the Heat at home. I'm picking the Heat to cover the spread. The next game is the Raptors versus the Mavs. This is going to be a good game. It's going to be a really good game. The last time they played each other, the Mavericks won by 10 points at home. Now they're going to be going to the Raptors Stadium. The Mavs have been struggling, 2-8 last 10. But Cooper Flagg has made this team spark a little bit again. However, I don't care if he plays or not. I'm picking the Raptors to win at home. I'm not going to be picking a spread in this game. But if I had to, it'd be Raptors at home because Barnes is playing, Quickly's playing, Barrett's playing. Now, Brandon Ingram is questionable. But whether he plays or not, I think the Raptors are better. Defensively, they're better. Offensively, they're about the same. But what matters is the fact that they turn over the ball less, and they're at home. They have that home crowd advantage. I would pick the Raptors to win this game comfortably. The next game is the Pelicans versus the Wizards. Now, Alexandra Sarr will be back. The last time they played, the Pelicans won by 21 points, and currently they are favored by 9 points. I'm going to pick the Pelicans to cover the spread at home. I just like the way Pelicans have been playing more. So when we look at the last 10, Pelicans are 5-5. The Wizards are 2-8. And defensively, they're both bad. So the over would be a good pick in this game too. But I don't really like to do over-unders. They both give up 120 minimum points a game on an average. But on top of that, the Wizards give up 3 points per game more than the Pelicans. And also the Pelicans generate 3 points per game more than the Wizards. And they are going to be at home. Trey Murphy, everyone's available for the Pelicans. So with that being said, I am picking the Pelicans to easily cover the 9.0 spread at home. The next game is the Magic and the Bucks. Now, this is going to be an interesting game, all right? Interesting game. Currently, Orlando is favored by 2.5. They faced each other twice this season. The first time, the Magic won by 19 points. And the next time, the Bucks beat the Magic at the Magic Stadium by 8 points. Now, currently, both of these teams have not been doing a phenomenal job. Right now, the Bucks are playing against the Jazz and only winning by 3 points. Now, the Magic did impress me by beating the Timberwolves at the Timberwolves Stadium. That really shocked me, Now, defensively, the Magic has a slight edge advantage, and offensively, they do as well. However, Franz Wagner is still out with ankle. This is a hard game because Giannis is back, but then at the same time, the Magic has been doing a decent job. But since the Bucks are at home, I'm going to pick them to cover the spread, the underdog spread of plus 2.5. I'm going with the Bucks. It's Giannis. I gave you guys my word. If Giannis plays with the Bucks, it's a different team. And I think a different team will be displayed tomorrow night at the Bucks Stadium. I'm picking the Bucks to cover the plus 2.5. The next game we're going to talk about is the Rockets versus the Spurs. Now, this should be an interesting game because everyone is going to be basically playing on the Rockets besides, their bench players. And on the Spurs, everybody is healthy besides Barnes. He's going to be out. The Spurs have been doing a phenomenal job. They're 9-1 last 10. The Rockets are 6-4 last 10. They faced each other 3 times this season, and the Spurs have won both of them. And they did lose to the Rockets by 5 points on January 20th. That game, Vassell was not playing, all right? That's one. But besides that, everyone was playing. Now, I think it will be an interesting game. Defensively, the Rockets are better by 2 points per game. They give up 2 points per game less. But offensively, the Spurs are much better. And when we look at the turnovers, the Rockets have been turning the ball over a lot. Let's look at the last few games. The Rockets struggled against the Blazers. The Rockets struggled against the Warriors. They struggled against the Wizards as well. Those are not looking good. They lost to the Heat. They struggled against the Magic. Those are not good. But then when we look at the Spurs, right? They did struggle against the Clippers, but that's understandable. They have Kawhi Leonard. But still, yes, they should have easily won that game. So I would say the Spurs struggled against the Clippers. They did beat the Pistons easily. They beat the 76ers easily. They did lose to the Knicks, but then before the Knicks game, they beat the Nets by 16 points. They beat the Raptors, beat the Pistons. What I'm saying is the last few games, the Spurs have had a harder strength schedule, but they've been performing like they're supposed to. They're going to be at home. They're going to have the crowd advantage. They have a guy named Victor Wembanyama and Stephon Castle. Those two linked together is a different story. You watch that game against the Clippers, and you'll see how athletic this Spurs team is. It's phenomenal. The way they got that rebound, the way Wemby just whoop, and then who's the guy? Was that Stephon Castle or someone just got the ball on their own rebound? It was Castle. Castle made the first one, missed the next one, got the rebound, and made a layup. My point is this Spurs team is different. I'm picking the Spurs to win. I'm not going to pick the spread. I'm just going to say Spurs to win at home. The next game is the Pacers versus the Blazers. Currently, Zubac is still out. Now, on the other hand, the Pacers have Denny, who is questionable. They're both horrible. No, take that back. They're not both horrible. The Pacers are horrible. The Blazers have been bad the last 10. They're 4-6. But the Pacers are 2-8. Currently, the Portland Blazers are favored by 8.5. I'm not taking that. I'm sorry. I'm taking the Blazers to win, but I'm not going to take them to win by 8.5 against Pacers. Now, if Denny played, then yes, I would take that. But right now, Sharpe is out. Denny is questionable. On the other hand, Zubac is out. Johnny Furphy is out. Tyrese obviously out. Now, Andrew Nembhard is questionable. I think that's why the spread is 8.5. However, I just don't feel comfortable taking that. But I will take Blazers to win. They are the better team. They are 16-15 at home. They have a positive home record. And on top of that, defensively, they are better slightly. It's a very, depends on who makes the most free throws this game, I feel like. Because the Blazers aren't some special either without Denny on that team. They do generate more points than the Pacers, but it's a hard game. I honestly would skip this game personally. But if I had to pick, I'd pick the Blazers to win at home. The Bulls versus the Kings. Two teams that's been doing horrible the last 10. 2-8, both of them. They face each other. The Bulls already won by 13 points back in October 29th. Defensively, the Bulls are slightly better. Offensively, the Bulls are better by generating 5 points more per game. Now, I think the difference in this game will be the three-point line, all right? However, it should be the difference, but I actually think that this game, the Kings would cover the spread. They're underdogs right now. They're at plus 3.5. I think the Kings get it done. The reason why I'm saying this is because Simmons is out. Now, Mattis, Buzz Alice, I don't know how to say his name. Him and Josh Giddey, they're both questionable. So here's how I'm going to attack this game, okay? So currently, Zach LaVine, DeAndre Hunter, Sabonis, Murray, they're out. Here's how I'm going to attack this game. If Giddey and that Mattis guy, Mattis, however you say his name, if they both play at the same time, I am picking the Bulls to win this game. Now, if they both don't play, then I'm picking the Kings to cover the plus 3.5 spread, all right? So that's how I'm going to go on with this game. They're both such a terrible team this season, but the Bulls do impress me a little bit more. But the problem is that the two people that impress me are currently questionable, mostly Giddey. They need Giddey. Without Giddey, this team is nothing. So, yeah, that's how I'm going to take this game. But I am going to pick the Kings at the plus 3.5 as of right now. The next game we're going to talk about is the Hornets versus the Suns. The Hornets are currently the favorite at negative 4.0, and I think they are rightfully favored because the Suns have not been doing a phenomenal job. They're 5-5 last 10. Mark Williams will be out this game. Dillon Brooks still out, and on top of that, the Hornets generate more points per game than the Suns. Now, defensively, they're both pretty good. They're both very good, but the problem is that the two players that makes the defense good for the Suns is going to be out tomorrow. And yeah, Dillon Brooks can go ahead and score 30, 40 points, but I don't see how Khan doesn't do the same, or LaMelo Ball, one of them. The thing I like about this Hornets team is they don't seem very strict the way they play. And on top of that, Khan is actually very good. You know, last year when I watched the college basketball games, I thought Cooper Fleck would be the only one starting, but no, Khan has been draining a lot of threes in the NBA. I guess he found the right place, you know? And on top of this, I think that the Suns are going to be fouling a lot tomorrow. And the Hornets are 81% from the free throw line. They're going to make a lot of free throws. I just have this weird feeling, you know? So I'm going to pick the Hornets to cover the spread. The next game we're going to be talking about is my Lakers versus the Knicks. I know they play at 3:30 p.m., but I saved them till the end because this is a good game. This is a good game, and on top of that, it's my team. The last time they faced each other, the Lakers lost by 12 points. My boy Bronny James and Austin Reeves didn't play, but guess what? They're going to be playing tomorrow, all right? Bronny James might not play, but Austin Reeves will definitely be playing tomorrow, and I think that makes a difference. Now, LeBron James is currently questionable with that elbow and foot, whatever is going on. I think it happened at the Denver game. However, regardless, I am picking my Lakers to cover the plus 4.0. They are the underdog right now. I'm not just saying Lakers to cover the spread because they're my team, all right? It's just because I don't like the Knicks at all. I don't. I don't think they are as good as they sound. Now, here is where I can see the Lakers getting blown out at home. If Ayton doesn't step up, man, there is something wrong with that dude. Why is he not aggressive? Like, he looks scary. He has the frame. But when he plays the basketball, he plays so soft. Like, literally run to the rim and dunk it. Like, that's one thing I really like about Justin Hayes. Justin Hayes, he's been doing a phenomenal job. Last game against Denver, he got 19 points. Yeah, they lost, but if Justin Hayes didn't play that game, whew, Ayton was not going to do anything about it. Now, against the Pacers, he only got 9 points. But if Ayton goes off tomorrow, Luka and Austin Reeves are going to be able to, back him up as well. You see, what I don't like about this Lakers team right now is that Ayton is not one of the main characters. He really isn't. It's LeBron, Luka Doncic, and Austin Reeves. Ayton should be in there. He should make plays. In this generation, as a center, if you don't have a good center in this generation, I feel like your team cannot win the champions. It's not possible. I don't see it happening. Look at teams like OKC. Why are they great? They got two really good center, Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein. Look at Denver. You got Jokic. Look at Celtics. Last year they had Kristaps Porzingis. They had Porzingis. I know this year they had Nikola, but let's be honest. Tatum is technically a center. He has the way he plays. It's like he can play both. But I know a lot of you are going to disagree with me on that. But my point is that Ayton needs to step up. If he does, well, I don't want to sound confusing. So I'm just going to say Lakers to cover the spread at home. That is my pick. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.